Massive crowd there, because obviously we want to raise funds, but it was about having a good night as well, and a great night for people. And I think they got a bit of entertainment there, and I think with the place very well laid out, that people, you know, they were able to enjoy themselves. They had the bar inside the marquee, or they had the tea tent, or whatever they wanted. So all in all, delighted and over the moon, yeah.
Does it mean you can actually enjoy the night? Because I was chatting to Shane on the pitch, he was saying there's so much to be organised during the week. Was today kind of a nervy day? Do you get to enjoy a day like today?
Yeah, well, I didn't really start thinking about the match until I was inside in the dressing room, because really, like, the last few days was down here in the park, getting stuff ready, and then straight to bed, because I was absolutely wrecked. I was falling into bed every night, so delighted to do it. It's great to be busy, and yeah, to be honest, to me the match was secondary. I was kind of carrying a bit of a knock, and I didn't really care. I just wanted to play for a few minutes and get into it, and not have people talk why I wasn't playing. So I said I'd play away, and I was sure it was scandalous, but still it was enjoyable all the same. I was delighted. All the Kilkenny lads turned out was brilliant, and obviously the Tip lads, I wouldn't expect that less from them.
You would no doubt the people of Borsley were going to come out and support this. Over 4,000 tickets sold, some going.
Yeah, sure, look, it was unreal. Even people, there was a massive rush there the last couple of days, as Irish people do. They tend to leave at last minute, and I know they were ringing up the local shop here in Borsley, just ringing any pub they could, can we still get tickets? So I think they might have snuck in a few 20 euros on the door there to get in at the end. So everybody was left in, and it was nice to see the parking went fairly well, and just the rest of the night hopefully now runs off fairly as smooth.
Shane was telling me that Amanda came out, took a part in the day earlier on. She was here watching the match tonight as well. She seems to have really enjoyed the day as well.
She did. Look, there was talk from her doctors whether, you know, maybe she wouldn't come over and that, and you know, we take that fairly serious, but she felt she was strong enough, and maybe what she might be tired with, a little bit tired maybe after it, I think it'll really make up in the boost it gives her, you know. And like, I mean, she's looking forward to for weeks, so I think it would have been so disappointing if she couldn't come home. So yeah, she went to the club colour run this morning, and she was delighted with that, meeting everybody. And then here today, I'd say she was in a fair bit of shock at the amount of people here, so emotional enough for her. But she said she's gone into the tent there now. She's gone into the marquee to maybe meet a few more, and she might head off home and have a snooze. She might be able to sleep, but she'll go home and rest anyway.
What's your emotion just a few minutes after the game then?
I suppose, yeah, you'd be a bit overwhelmed really. When I was sitting in I had to come off early, as I said, and sitting in there, and you see the packed crowd around the back of the goals, around the two sidelines. I wouldn't have seen it in Borsley before, really. So to think that we could, our committee and ourselves managed to draw that many people in was absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, it was actually great to see so many Kilkenny people here as well. I met a load of Kilkenny supporters, and you know, obviously massive rivalry there, but there could be a bit of fondness in the very, very back of it.
The game itself, I was chatting to Brian Gavin on the pitch on the way off. I said how well you blew it up when the equaliser had gone over. Tip had lost their lead. It ends up a draw at the end. I suppose a draw sends everyone home happy. Everyone,
I suppose, they're happy enough. And usually these things are planned, but I guarantee you that wasn't planned. It just happened. Kilkenny, in fairness, wrote it back in as usual. So, you know, and Brian, you know, I think we have to thank Brian as well. He came rushing from work to do this tonight, and he was delighted to do so. And yeah, he was probably happy coming off the field. He didn't have to tell one team they lost or the other.
Very enjoyable game to watch though. I know it probably wasn't played with the intensity of an inter-county game. There was a bit of loose marking around there, but some great point taken. Brendan flicking over frees from long range as well. I suppose an enjoyable enough game to watch.
It was. Sure, look, all the skills were there. We saw that a couple of rusty lads in the first half, but you could see them getting the rhythm. But you know, when you saw a couple of the current county players, when they go in for a tussle, there was probably a little bit of extra needle compared to lads from 09, 10 and 11, so you could see a couple of exchanges, but I suppose if they meet during the summer it'll be a different story.
You'll have to tot up the totals. You give Noel McGrath back his top at some point as well. I suppose you'll be doing all that now, and you're going to have a good night here in Borsley as well as the plan.
We will, sure. I mean, inside in the dressing room, I had to step into the Kilkenny dressing room there for a couple of minutes, and I could see they were having a crack, and I suppose definitely in our dressing room, which was full to the gills, but lads were absolutely delighted to meet each other. But you just don't do it enough. Everyone says it. We just don't do it enough, and there isn't anyone really going to take command and organise. But I suppose there's a WhatsApp group there now from this, so I'd love to see them if they organise something maybe in another year's time or 6 months' time, a bit of a get-together, because the times are special, and the reason they probably had a good team is a lot of it is because people got on well. That's in most teams in life, and our crew are no different. Great banter in there tonight, and we'll definitely enjoy it into the small hours, I suppose. And
I was chatting to Henry Shefflin on it just a few minutes ago as well, and he was saying, look, he hasn't hurled this year because he's managing Ballyhale. Just the enjoyment the guys got to go back out with old friends again tonight.
That's what it's about, really. As I said, it wasn't all that, you know, cut and thrust, but it was enough there that people got to get got to get the juices flowing again, got to get a bit of adrenaline. And when you haven't been involved in the inter-county game, it's like, I remember even at the start for the national anthem, standing with all the boys, it's weird, it's different, like it doesn't, it's never going to come around again. It was special times for us, and we were very lucky men to ever play around Croke Park or any of them places. So yeah, it was lovely and enjoyable just to get out there again.